Julia Roberts, America's sweetheart and a true Hollywood icon, is celebrated for her radiant smile and unforgettable performances. But her rise to stardom wasn't without its challenges. Behind the glamour was a difficult childhood filled with family turmoil and a strained relationship with her brother, actor Eric Roberts. And recently, a stunning revelation about her ancestry has completely reshaped her understanding of who she really is. So what drove a wedge between the Roberts siblings? And what long-buried family secrets have finally come to light? Julia Roberts has always been a household name in Hollywood, but during an emotional appearance on the PBS show, Finding Your Roots, she was hit with a revelation that shook her to her core. She isn't actually a Roberts by blood. Host Dr. Henry Louis Gates Jr. uncovered a shocking secret. Julia's great-great-grandmother, Rhoda Suttle Roberts, had a child more than a decade after her husband had passed away. DNA testing confirmed that Julia's great-grandfather, John Pendleton Roberts, was not the biological son of Willis R. Roberts, the man from whom Julia inherited her surname. Instead, the DNA trail led to Henry McDonald Mitchell Jr., a married man with 6 children who lived just a few houses away from Rhoda at the time. This meant Julia's true lineage traced back to the Mitchell family, not the Roberts name she'd carried her whole life. The discovery left Julia stunned. Learning that her family tree was built on a hidden affair changed everything she thought she knew. It also raised the haunting question: did her great-grandfather John ever know who his real father was? But the revelations didn't end there. Further research revealed an even more painful truth. Julia's ancestors in the American South had owned enslaved people. Records showed they held 7 individuals in bondage, including women and children. This deeply uncomfortable discovery forced Julia to confront the darker chapters of her family's history. Despite the emotional weight of these revelations, Julia chose to face them with grace. She acknowledged the complexity of her ancestry and expressed a continued attachment to the name Roberts, a name tied to her childhood, her career, and her identity. Yet she also recognized the importance of honoring her newly discovered Mitchell heritage, embracing the full, unfiltered truth of her roots. Julia Roberts didn't find her way to Hollywood success entirely on her own. Her roots were steeped in creativity, thanks in large part to her parents, Walter Grady Roberts and Betty Lou Bredemus. The couple met in the early 1950s while both were serving in the Air Force. Their paths crossed during a military production of George Washington's Slept Here in Mississippi, where a shared love for theater sparked a romance. By 1955, Walter and Betty Lou were married, and they soon started a family that would grow deeply connected to the entertainment world. The following year, their first child, Eric Roberts, was born, marking the start of a family legacy in acting. After their military service, the couple settled in New Orleans so Walter could pursue his dream of becoming a playwright at Tulane University. By 1960, they had moved again, this time to Decatur, Georgia, where Walter immersed himself in local theater. Together, he and Betty Lou created a children's TV program called Bum Bum and His Buddies, nurturing young talent and showcasing their own creativity. Their passion for the arts didn't stop there. In 1963, the couple co-founded the Actors and Writers Workshop in Atlanta, a creative hub that quickly earned a reputation for being inclusive and progressive, especially during a time of deep racial segregation. Their open-door policy even caught the attention of civil rights leaders Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, who were searching for a safe, welcoming place for their children to develop their artistic interests. The Roberts family welcomed the King children warmly, and a lasting friendship blossomed between the two families. In 1965, Betty Lou gave birth to their second child, Lisa Roberts Gillen. Just 2 years later, on October 28, 1967, Julia Fiona Roberts was born in Smyrna, Georgia. But the joy surrounding her birth was tempered by financial hardship. Unable to afford the hospital bills, the Roberts were helped by the King family, an act of kindness that forever bonded the two families. Julia's childhood was marked by both artistic influence and emotional turbulence. She attended Fitzhugh Lee Elementary, Griffin Middle School, and Campbell High School, where she played clarinet in the school band. But her home life grew increasingly unstable. In 1971, her parents' marriage began to unravel, culminating in a divorce by early 1972. That same year, Betty Lou remarried, this time to Michael Moats, a man whose presence reportedly made things worse. Julia's relationship with her stepfather was strained, with reports describing him as both abusive and alcoholic. The family situation grew more complicated when her half-sister, Nancy Moats, was born in 1976. Heartbreak struck again in 1977, when Julia's beloved father, Walter Grady Roberts, died of cancer. She was just 10 years old. His death robbed her of a guiding influence and deepened the emotional void at home. The combination of grief and domestic turmoil pushed Julia to eventually seek a different path, one that would lead her far from the pain of her early years and toward the bright lights of stardom. While Julia Roberts would eventually rise to become the brightest star in her family, her siblings also followed their own paths into the entertainment industry. Her older brother, Eric Roberts, was actually the first to break into show business. He began his acting journey with a role on the soap opera Another World and quickly proved his talent. His breakout came in 1978 with King of the Gypsies, a performance that earned him a Golden Globe nomination and positioned him as a rising star. However, Eric's promising trajectory was disrupted by personal demons. In 1981, he was involved in a near-fatal car crash caused by his cocaine use. The accident left him in a coma, and he had to relearn how to speak and walk, an immense setback that would haunt his career for years to come. Yet Eric showed remarkable resilience. He returned to acting, eventually earning 3 Golden Globe nominations and even an Oscar nomination. At one point, he was a vocal supporter of his younger sister Julia, helping her navigate the industry when she first arrived in New York City with big dreams of becoming an actress. But as Julia's fame exploded in the 1990s, especially following the phenomenal success of Pretty Woman in 1990, tensions began to build. Eric reportedly made a sarcastic remark about her rising stardom, fueling rumors of a sibling rift. He later acknowledged that his substance abuse issues made him difficult to be around, contributing to the emotional distance between them. Julia, meanwhile, soared to international superstardom. Throughout the 90s, she delivered a string of box office hits, including Steel Magnolias, Sleeping with the Enemy, and Flatliners, showcasing her versatility and charm. Her personal life also drew media attention, particularly her brief marriage to singer Lyle Lovett in 1993, which ended 2 years later. In contrast, Eric's personal life was more complicated. In 1991, he welcomed a daughter, Emma Roberts, with then-partner Kelly Cunningham. The relationship didn't last, but Eric found stability when he married Eliza Garrett in 1992. Despite their estrangement, the Roberts siblings have always shared a deep emotional bond. In recent years, they've opened up about the difficulties in their relationship, attributing much of the tension to miscommunication and Eric's addiction struggles. Today, they speak openly about their renewed connection and ongoing support for one another. As the new millennium began, Julia's stardom reached new heights. In 2000, she made history as the first actress to earn $20 million for a single film, Erin Brockovich. Portraying the real-life legal clerk who took on a powerful corporation, Roberts delivered a critically acclaimed performance that led to her winning the Academy Award for Best Actress. The film itself grossed $256.3 million globally and solidified her status as one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood. She didn't stop there. In 2001, Roberts starred alongside Brad Pitt in The Mexican, a quirky road trip crime comedy that earned over $66 million domestically. That same year, she appeared in America's Sweethearts, a romantic comedy with Billy Crystal, John Cusack, and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Despite mixed reviews, it pulled in more than $138 million worldwide. To close out 2001, Roberts took on the role of Tess Ocean in Steven Soderbergh's Ocean's 11, joining an all-star cast that included George Clooney, Brad Pitt, and Matt Damon. The heist film was a massive hit, earning $450 million globally and becoming one of the year's top earners. In 2002, Julia again broke records when she received $25 million to star in Mona Lisa Smile, a drama set at a 1950s women's college. Although reviews were mixed, the film still brought in over $141 million worldwide. From 2002 through 2005, she remained consistently ranked among the top 10 highest-paid actresses, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Roberts then began exploring new avenues in her career. She lent her voice to animated films like The Ant Bully and Charlotte's Web in 2006. That same year, she made her Broadway debut in 3 Days of Rain. While critical reception was lukewarm, the production was commercially successful. In 2007, she returned to serious drama with Charlie Wilson's War, acting alongside Tom Hanks and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Her portrayal of Joanne Herring earned her a 6th Golden Globe nomination, and the film was another box office success, grossing nearly $120 million worldwide. Throughout the 2010s, Roberts continued to show her versatility. She appeared in Valentine's Day, a star-studded romantic comedy, and then in Eat, Pray, Love, an adaptation of the best-selling memoir. The latter marked her highest box office debut since America's Sweethearts. She reunited with Tom Hanks in Larry Crowne, which he also directed, and while reviews were mixed, the film allowed her to show off her comedic timing. In Mirror Mirror, a whimsical take on the Snow White tale, Roberts embraced a villainous role as the evil Queen Clementiana opposite Lily Collins. The 2010s marked a significant shift in Julia Roberts' career as she began embracing more emotionally complex and dramatic roles. In 2013, she starred alongside Meryl Streep and Ewan McGregor in the darkly comedic family drama, August, Osage County. Her powerful performance earned her a 4th Academy Award nomination, reaffirming her depth as an actress. Shortly after, Roberts portrayed Dr. Emma Bruckner in HBO's adaptation of The Normal Heart, a compelling role based on one of the first doctors to identify the AIDS epidemic. Her work in the film received critical acclaim and earned her a Primetime Emmy nomination. Yet amid these professional triumphs, Roberts faced deeply personal hardships. In 2014, tragedy struck when her half-sister, Nancy Moats, who had worked behind the scenes on the hit show Glee, was found dead from a drug overdose at just 37 years old. According to the Los Angeles County Coroner, Nancy had drowned in a bathtub, surrounded by both prescription and non-prescription drugs. The death was officially ruled a suicide, and the emotional toll was compounded by a heartbreaking suicide note left behind by Moats. In it, she expressed feelings of alienation and depression, suggesting strained relationships within the Roberts family. The letter hinted at unresolved emotional wounds and disconnect that had largely been kept out of the public eye. Just 1 year later, in 2015, the Roberts family endured another painful loss. Julia's mother, Betty Lou Bredemus, passed away at the age of 80 following a long and difficult battle with lung cancer. These back-to-back tragedies cast a long shadow, challenging Roberts as she continued to juggle the demands of her public career with the realities of private grief. Still, Julia Roberts remained professionally active and undeterred. Her career momentum carried forward with an impressive array of roles. In 2022, she reunited with longtime co-star George Clooney for the romantic comedy Ticket to Paradise. Released by Universal Pictures, the film marked a cheerful return to the genre that first catapulted her to global fame. That same year, Roberts shifted back to more serious fare by portraying Martha Mitchell in Gaslit, a political drama series from Starz. Her role as the outspoken Watergate-era figure added another layer to her growing reputation for tackling bold, real-life characters. In 2023, Roberts headlined the psychological thriller Leave the World Behind, co-starring Ethan Hawke and Mahershala Ali. Based on the novel by Rumaan Alam and produced by Barack and Michelle Obama's Higher Ground Productions, the film explored urgent themes like race, family, and the fragile fabric of contemporary society. And the acclaimed actress isn't slowing down anytime soon. Roberts is already preparing for her next leading role in After the Hunt, a thriller directed by Luca Guadagnino, best known for Call Me by Your Name and Bones and All. In this upcoming project, she will play a college professor thrust into a moral and professional crisis when a student accuses one of her colleagues of misconduct. With every new role, Julia Roberts continues to showcase her versatility and fearless approach to storytelling. Whether in romantic comedies, political dramas, or psychological thrillers, her performances reflect a seasoned actress unafraid to dive into difficult layered characters and determined to keep evolving. Beyond her celebrated film career, Julia Roberts' personal life has been just as rich and fascinating, marked by headline-making romances and deep family devotion. In 2000, while working on the set of The Mexican, Roberts met cameraman Daniel Moder. Their connection quickly turned serious, but it began under scrutiny, as Moder was still married at the time. After his divorce, the couple tied the knot in an intimate ceremony at Julia's ranch in Taos, New Mexico, on July 4, 2002. Roberts and Moder went on to build a family together, welcoming twins Hazel and Phineas in November 2004, followed by their son Henry in June 2007. Julia's dedication to her family has always remained front and center, often taking precedence over the spotlight. Her family ties extend beyond her immediate household. Julia's older sister, Lisa Roberts Gillen, is both an actress and a producer. She's had roles in films like Made in Manhattan and Raising Helen, and has even appeared alongside Julia in Eat, Pray, Love. Lisa has also been instrumental behind the scenes, serving as executive producer on several of Julia's projects, including Ticket to Paradise and Gaslit. Family is a pillar of Julia's world. In November 2022, she marked her twins' 18th birthday by sharing a rare childhood photo, a glimpse into the private moments she usually keeps out of the public eye. Though protective of her children's privacy, Roberts has expressed pride in their milestones, especially as they head off to college. Julia is also exceptionally close with her niece, actress Emma Roberts, the daughter of Julia's brother, Eric Roberts. Their warm and often playful relationship is occasionally shared with fans via social media, where they celebrate family milestones and show mutual admiration. When Emma welcomed her son, Rhodes Robert Headland, in 2020, it made Julia a proud great aunt. Yet another chapter in the Roberts family legacy. The connection between Julia's family life and her professional world runs even deeper. Alongside her sister Lisa and Marissa Yares-Gill, Julia co-founded the production company Red Om Films, a clever play on her husband's last name, Moder, spelled backward. Through Red Om, she's taken on the role of executive producer for a number of empowering, female-driven projects such as Eat, Pray, Love, and the American Girl film series, signaling her long-term commitment to storytelling that uplifts women. But not all chapters in her personal life have been so enduring. In the mid-1990s, Roberts shared a short but memorable romance with fellow star Matthew Perry. Their paths crossed when she was offered a guest role on Friends, but Roberts reportedly agreed to appear only if her character could interact with Perry's. What followed was an unusual courtship conducted almost entirely via fax. Yes, fax machines. Determined to win her over, Perry embarked on a witty and heartfelt campaign that included sending her a research paper on quantum physics after she jokingly requested one. Their flirty exchanges soon evolved into long phone calls and eventually a romantic relationship. By the time Roberts guest starred as Susie Moss in the Super Bowl episode of Friends in 1996, the two were officially dating, and their chemistry lit up the screen. Despite the early spark, the relationship fizzled out shortly after filming. Perry, battling personal demons and insecurities, ended things. In his memoir, he confessed that he constantly feared being abandoned by Roberts and struggled with feelings of not being enough. Julia, reportedly caught off guard by the breakup, was left confused and hurt. Although their relationship was brief, it became a well-known chapter in both their personal histories. When Matthew Perry tragically passed away in October 2023, it reignited public interest in their past connection. In response to his death, Roberts expressed her sorrow, calling it heartbreaking and a painful reminder to cherish life. "I think it just helps all of us appreciate what we have," she said, urging people to move forward with gratitude and positivity. Looking back on her time on Friends, Roberts described it as lighthearted and joyful, a bright moment in her long career. Today, with decades of success behind her, Julia Roberts remains a powerful presence in Hollywood. Her seamless ability to move between romantic comedies, political dramas, and psychological thrillers proves her range and resilience as an actress. As she takes on new and ambitious roles, audiences around the world continue to admire her evolution, not just as a film star, but as a woman who has grown through love, loss, motherhood, and art. Her journey is far from over, and fans everywhere eagerly await what comes next in the ever-unfolding story of Julia Roberts.